In this video today, we're talking about how to take advantage of the fact that we have a changing market so that instead of your business shrinking, you can actually thrive and grow your business in spite of the market. Number one seems somewhat obvious, but you are going to want to get back in touch with all of your past clients. Yes, all of them. Even the ones that may not still be on your regular Christmas card list, you're going to want to reach back out to the people that you did business with 8 years ago to have a conversation with them and update them on the market. Even if that's not somebody you did a transaction with that went 100% perfect, or if it wasn't your favorite past client, you never know if those people might be able to refer you business. And even if the transaction you did with them didn't go perfectly well, they probably forgot about it. Maybe you should forget about it because they're just happy with the house that you sold them 8 years ago. And when you make these calls to your past clients, make sure that you update them on what's happening in the real estate market, especially considering interest rates are rising, and that isn't necessarily a good thing for everybody. When you update people on what's happening in the market, especially when things aren't going their way, you might be that person that makes all the world of difference for them. As an example, if they are renewing their mortgage, or maybe they have a major life event and they're not sure what to do, and the advice you give them makes all the difference. Or perhaps because of the network that you have, you bring up conversations with them about the market, which brings them to topics about conversations on investments, and you can refer them to people within your network that can make all the difference in what's happening in their personal situation. And that definitely goes a long way, so that when the market turns back around and things spike back in the upward trajectory, you've regained and reestablished and added depth to the relationships that you have with your existing past clients. On top of this, you also of course have your sphere of influence. And when the market's super busy, it's very easy to just always be working on this transaction, which just automatically leads to the next transaction, and on and on and on and on it goes. But if things go from 100 miles an hour to 70 miles an hour, sometimes that feels like things have come to a screeching halt. Now, of course, that's not necessarily the case, but if you want to rev things back up, and if you want to get things moving again, you have to stop and realize, where did the business originally come from in the first place? Where did my momentum originally stem from? And if you've been in the market a long time, you might have forgotten that when you first started, you had to get out there and make phone calls. You had to get out there and go to events. You had to get out there and do all of the networking that originally built that momentum in the first place. And even though you're an experienced agent, you might only need to do this activity for a short period of time, but seasonally right now, it's the perfect time to do it. And with the market changing right now, it's a legitimate excuse for you to get back in touch with every single person that you know while the market is slow right now, so that when things pick up, you are front of mind, you are the first person that they think of, and all of the people that might not be thinking about you automatically right now will instinctively be able to refer you business when their friends and families and colleagues and coworkers are talking about or potentially complaining about what's happening in the market that affect them either positively or negatively. The funny thing is, yes, the market is changing, but even if it's on a downward trajectory, this can be a huge opportunity for you to take advantage of things that people aren't currently looking at. Make sure that you track your numbers. Now, your cash flow situation on a month-to-month basis might change because it might take you a little bit longer to get paid. Now, make sure that you're focused on your financial defense and your financial offense. So defense might just mean cancel your existing credit card and get a new credit card number, because that's going to take you a lot less time than digging through every single transaction that is automated on your expense sheet, because we know that you don't have time to do this. But if you all of a sudden have to renew all of the subscriptions, you're going to get 100 emails from people that say your credit card is no longer valid. Can you please update your payment information? And for those expenses you no longer want, you just simply don't update them, and you're going to save yourself hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars per month in your expense sheet. And remember, that's thousands of dollars earned, because it's always more money before taxes earned than it is after taxes spent. Think about it. On the offense side, side, you're going to want to make sure that you track how many people you're talking to, and or at least what sort of strategies that you have in place on a move forward basis for what you're going to do to generate leads for the coming 12 months. When things are changing, you might modify your strategy on earning and developing new business in the coming market. Upgrade your online presence. If you've been avoiding this for a long time, now is the time to upgrade. And if you haven't upgraded in a while, now is the time to upgrade. If you've thought about doing more on social media, now is the time to do it. If you've always thought about doing video, now is the time to do it. If you don't have time to make all the phone calls and you haven't done videos in the past, now is the perfect time to do it. Because the last thing that you want to have happen is for things to lose traction in your business, and at the same time for you to be falling behind on what is currently cutting edge for what's working in the market today. Upgrade your systems, upgrade your business so that no matter what's happening in the market, you are going to stand out. And if you want more information on how to upgrade your online presence, check out this video next. Get active in the community. Now is the perfect time to get back in person, especially with the way that the market is right now. You want to be seen in person with as many people in the community as possible. Right now is a great time to get out to in-person networking events and to make sure that people see your name and your face in the public, and to make sure that when you do your marketing and advertising that you've got a good return on investment for your marketing dollars. If you've spent X amount of dollars per month over here, maybe it's time to review that investment that you know wasn't the best return, but it was consistently bringing you business. If you could pivot those investments to something that's going to perform better for you, now is the time to invest in your marketing strategies and improve the return on investment for the dollars that you're currently spending. Stop procrastinating the things that you know you needed to change and do it now, because as the market continues to shift, you want to make sure that you are always ahead of the curve. Now here's the good stuff. When the market's super hot, all of the home builders in your market are having their properties fly off the shelf. They don't need a realtor as much. A lot of the sales that they have are either internal or pre-sale. But as the market continues to change, those pre-sales are a lot of times going to turn into spec homes. And maybe this is the opportunity for you to get in touch with one of the local home builders and start securing those listings that they are going to have come up and on the market, because they need your marketing and networking services now more than ever. Bank repos. If you're not working with investors, you should start working with investors, because there's going to be a lot more good deals that come on the market as prices continue to shift. If interest rates come up, we're going to continue to see more bank repo deals come on the market, and those are great investment opportunities. And of course, you can also take full advantage of those bank repo opportunities on the listing side. Now is a really great time to get back in touch with the people that you know at the bank. All of your connections at the branch, all of your connections with mortgage brokers and mortgage specialists might have opportunities for you if you go ahead and invest back into the people that you already know that work at the bank. And yes, you might have been in the business for a while now, but you will also notice for sale by owners are going to continue to increase, meaning for sale by owners are having a tough time selling as well. If it's tough to sell a property on the MLS, just imagine how much tougher it's going to be for the for sale by owners out there. When it's a super hot market, for sale by owners will sometimes sell, and agents will rush out to show for sale by owners. When the market starts to slow down, it's going to be a lot tougher for them, and if you are in the right place at the right time, you can secure some of those for sale by owner listings. And of course as well, when the market shifts, you are going to be one of those agents that is on the ball when those expired listings come along. And of course, when market shifts, you are going to be one of those agents that is on the ball, over communicating with your sellers, over educating your clients so that you don't have expired listings. Those agents that fail to do that are going to have expired listings, and agents like yourself that are friendly and available and constantly networking are going to pick up and secure a lot of these listings that are looking to change hands, and find an agent who is active active, that is ahead of the curve, that is creative, that is educated, and that is moving forward to increase their business and stay ahead of the curve in spite of the market today. Days on market are going to extend. And what does that mean for you? That doesn't mean you necessarily sell less houses. That just means that it takes you a little bit longer to get paid, which is the reason why your expense sheet is important. So in real estate, we know that things operate in 30, 60, 90-day cycles. If you prospect for 30 days, you work with a client for the next 30 days, and then you get paid the following 30 days. And you got to make sure that you're involved in prospecting, presenting, and closing activities at all times to make sure that you always have prospects, appointments, and paychecks. But in today's market, you might easily see 120-day cycles. So instead of it being 90 days to get paid, 3 months, it could easily be 6 months to get paid sometimes. So you need to be a little bit more patient. You need to be a little bit more in control of your cash flow statement. And that's another reason why the investments that you make into your marketing are also that much more crucial. So always make sure that you are prepared for that financially, but also prepare your sellers because things are currently changing. Focus on clients with the highest motivation possible. Now, agents that fail to focus on extremely motivated clients in a market like this are going to waste their time working with people that aren't motivated. Now, when a market is hot, you're essentially looking for anybody who's interested in buying or selling a house because they didn't want to sell until they realized that their house was worth so much, or they didn't want to buy until they realized that prices were going up so fast and they didn't want to miss out. But when things turn, everybody's spending comes to an absolute halt, and they're not going to buy or sell unless they absolutely need to. And because you are a good real estate agent, you are active in the community, you are constantly looking for new business so that you have many opportunities to talk to people about real estate, and you are going to focus in on those people that need your help the most, and your people that need your help today, and those people that need to buy, and those people that need to sell in spite of what's happening in the market. And just remind your customers and your clients that you know what the best time to sell is, you know what the best time to move is, the time that you're ready. Because let's face it, the timing in your life doesn't always perfectly time the market, but I want to make sure that when you're ready, you are 100% completely educated so that you can make the best financial decision based on the market that we have today. Now, if you have flexibility on timing, this way or that way, we can predict market trends for the short-term future and make the best decisions we can, but ultimately you have to make the decision that makes most sense for you, and none of us can predict the future, so we have to work on what we have available for us as of today. And then I always say, guys, you snooze, you lose. Don't pay attention to the media. The media is going to be pumping all kinds of negativity out there for what might happen in the real estate market. It's going to crash. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. Guess what? No matter what happens, people are going to get divorced. People are going to get married. People are going to pass away. People are going to have a job transfer. People are going to have job loss. There's always going to be a large number of reasons why people need to buy and sell in the resale market, no matter what's happening in the market, and no matter how much sales go up or sales go down. Because you're active, because you're doing all of the right things, because you're constantly building relationships and keeping in touch with the people that you know, you are going to succeed. You are going to go out there and get yours. You are going to do the number of transactions that are entitled to you because of your hard work that you've gone out and earned on a yearly basis, no matter what's happening in the market. So don't get caught up in what's happening in the media. You snooze, you lose. What are your efforts? What are your results? Track your conversion ratios and get out there and win in 2023. Thanks for being here today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on this video next.